Our story begins on March the 27th, 1977. A Pan Am 747 that took off from Los Angeles and picked up more passengers in New York is nearing the end of its journey in the Canary Islands. Most of the passengers on this flight are retirees that are going on vacation. They will then board a cruise ship and then take a 10-day cruise and then get picked up by the aircraft and go back to the United States. What no one has told the passengers is that the Canary Islands have their own band of terrorists that want independence from Spain. Spain actually owns the Canary Islands, and they will do whatever it takes to get their independence. There are 380 passengers aboard the Pan Am and 11 flight attendants to look after them. Few disasters are caused by one single thing, and so it was. The terrorists begin to act. They explode a bomb in the terminal at Gando Airport, where Pan Am is due to land. So, all inbound flight is diverted to Los Rodeos Airport. Just ahead of the Pan Am is another jumbo jet from the Dutch airline KLM. With 234 people on board, they are also due to land at Gando, but also get diverted to Los Rodeos. Like I just said, they contact air traffic control and they tell them the airport is closed because of the bomb exploding in the terminal, and they tell them to land at Los Rodeos Airport. Pan Am passengers have no idea that there's been a bomb that has exploded at Gando, and they don't know that they cannot land there. Pan Am approaches Gando and requests to land, but is rejected because of the explosion in the terminal, and they too are diverted to Los Rodeos. Pan Am soon arrives at Los Rodeos. Pan Am then taxis down the runway and parks behind the KLM 747. The aircraft are beginning to pile up at Los Rodeos. As the delay continued, a heavy fog fell over Los Rodeos. Finally, Los Rodeos gets a call from Gando saying that they are reopened and all flights are now able to land. They use the main runway as a taxiway. Both 747s will taxi at the end of the runway, turn around, and come back at full speed and take off. KLM will be the first to taxi down the runway. Pan Am then follows 2 minutes later. During the diversion, there is some confusion with Pan Am and the control tower. They don't know if they want them to turn at Charlie 3 or Charlie 4, the names of the taxiways at Los Rodeos. The control tower told Pan Am to turn at Charlie 3, but they are approaching Charlie 4. There is a little bit of confusion because Charlie 3 does not look like a logical turn for a 747. Charlie 4 is the more logical one. Due to the fog, they don't really know where the taxiway is. At this point, KLM is nearing the end of the runway, and it starts its 180-degree turn, where it will then turn around and take off the opposite way of the runway. Due to the fog, the control tower has lost all visual contact with both aircraft. The aircraft also don't know where each other is, so KLM is getting fed up and they decide to take off, but the co-pilot says that they don't have clearance to take off. They did get clearance to ascend to 10,000 feet, but that does not give you permission to take off. That is a separate procedure. But the pilot does the worst thing that you can do and takes off without permission. KLM sees Pan Am at the end of the runway and begins to pull up. Just as KLM gets barely airborne, it collides with Pan Am. The official report of what caused the crash came out by Spain. They blamed the accident on Captain Van Zandt for taking off without clearance. But the Dutch refused to believe this and blame it on air traffic controllers and their poor English and not being able to tell Pan Am where to exit the runway. If you liked this video, please remember to comment, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, I will tell you that I do take requests for different plane crashes. Leave one in the comment, and I will reply back to you if I can do it or not.